Let's check in now with meteorologist Mark Avery. He is in the Skywatch Weather Center for the first forecast. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Fran. Things are going pretty good around here. Beautiful day today after Dennis got through here, but not so good up the coast, up in the Outer Banks. Still getting blasted by Hurricane Dennis. Dennis is still a hurricane, although he's weakened very slowly and still spinning about 125 miles offshore straight out from Cape Hatteras. And because he's making or suggesting a slight westward turn towards the Outer Banks, the Hurricane Center has put up a hurricane watch and tropical storm warning north of Cape Lookout to Chincoteague, Virginia. Does not include any of our coast. That's the good news. Here's the latest coordinates for you. As of, well, that's not right. Here you go. I'll just read them to you. As of 5 o'clock, 35.1 north, 73.3 west. It's 125 miles east of Cape Hatteras, drifting towards the west at 3 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds are at 75 miles per hour. Actually, that's pretty close to right. But anyways, Dennis is still sitting out over the Outer Banks. What's he going to do next? We'll check that out and look at the forecast for the evening coming up in a few minutes, Fran.
All right, thanks, Mark.
You know, after Dennis, I slept yesterday from 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon until 8 o'clock this morning.
You needed to catch up on that
Good
rest.
night. Yeah, and everybody's asking, is Dennis coming back?
You know, I got a call today from a friend, and I said, not that I know of, but what's the deal with that?
Well, not to give away the farm, but we will answer that question and what's ahead for the rest of the week coming up next. Well, short and long term, we'll start off with Dennis. Dennis is still way offshore, about 125 miles straight off from Cape Hatteras. You can see continuing to spin out there. Doesn't look very tropical because the winds in the upper part of the atmosphere are blowing a lot of the top of it off, and you can see that from all these clouds is streaming way out into the ocean, and not much as far as clouds blowing off down towards the south because it's getting all this drier and cooler air getting drained into the system. So that's what's helping to keep Dennis from intensifying. However, Dennis is still a minimal hurricane out there. The winds are still about 75 miles per hour with that, and as such, the Hurricane Center has still put up a tropical storm warning along the Outer Banks and also towards the Cape Lookout and parts farther north. So that is still out there. And no watches or warnings along our coast. That's the good side. Here's the tropical storm warning and the hurricane watch from Cape Lookout north of Chincoteague, Virginia, and that's because Dennis is still out there and still a minimal hurricane and drifting slowly towards the west. So that's why that's there. Skywarn Doppler radar showing some of the rains from it off on the eastern part of the state, and also starting to make their way slowly towards the west out as Dennis in general makes its way towards the west. And because we have the cloud cover and the showers out there overnight in the evening hours, Skywatch weather for this evening shows we will have a few clouds on the increase and temperatures getting into the upper 60s by 11 o'clock tonight. Skywatch Neighborhood Network from Alltel takes us downtown at 77 there. Northwest winds to north winds about 10 miles per hour. And, of course, no rainfall to speak of today. 77 at the Blockade Runner and a north to west wind there as well. Check a Skywatcher. We go down to Holden Beach and the Gibson, 72 degrees and no rainfall for them. Temperatures much cooler where the rain and the clouds are in the northeastern part of the state thanks to Dennis, and warmer where the sun has come out. 80 now in Wilmington, 78 in Fayetteville, and generally lots of upper 70s and low 80s. Here's the latest as of 5 o'clock, 35.1 north, 73.3 west. That's 125 miles east of Cape Hatteras, drifting towards the east about 3 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds at 75 miles per hour, which makes Dennis a minimal hurricane. And barometric pressure is also way up there, 29.03 or 983 millibars. Now, this is what we looked at over the weekend that kept Dennis from getting here and kicked it offshore. This trough low pressure in the upper part of the atmosphere helped to keep Dennis and block it from getting anywhere near us and staying offshore. However, this trough has moved off way out over the ocean, and this ridge where the upper air pattern goes up to the north has shifted in and is blocking Dennis and keeping Dennis from going anywhere. Another thing at the surface is keeping Dennis from going anywhere is this high pressure center over New England, and that's impeding Dennis from heading any farther towards the north. It's like run into a brick wall, so Dennis doesn't want to go any farther north because he can't. Another thing that is keeping it from going too far to the east is another center of high pressure down towards about Asheville, the southwestern part of the state, and that's helping to block him from heading south or west. So where is Dennis going to go? That's the million-dollar question everybody's asking. And as of the latest advisory, the official forecast is for Dennis to be a minimal hurricane still drifting along the coast down to the south and west. Now, I want to emphasize this part to you. Intensity forecasting has a lot to be desired. in the meteorological circle. So Dennis could weaken down to a tropical storm before making its way anywhere into the Carolinas, if it does, or it could just still hang out offshore. So basically what I'm telling you is I don't know what he's going to do. Boy, don't you just love that? It's going to hang out there. We'll keep an eye on it for you, and if anything happens, we'll let you know. Hopefully it won't do anything, because, man, I don't want to get... I'd like to get some sleep for the next few days, wouldn't you too? There you go. Tonight, clouds on the increase, a few showers down to 65 tonight. North to northwest winds about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, a few showers off and on, some peaks of sun early, 80 degrees for the high. If Dennis makes its way offshore and scoots east, it'll be sunny and 90 tomorrow. Here's your 6-day forecast. A lot depends on what Dennis does. Boy, he better stay away. If Dennis stays away, this is what you got. If Dennis comes back and decides to hang out again, forget all this. But in general, everything looks pretty good. Maybe a hit and miss shower, and no Dennis. Oh gosh, I hope he doesn't come back. I want to get some sleep. That's what George is doing now. He's sleeping too. Jason Barber has our Kids Art, a boat out over the water. And you can register for our hurricane kit. Send your postcard to us here at 322 Shipyard Boulevard, Wilmington 28412.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
Go away, Dennis.
Yes, indeed.